I would say the Brazilian women are in general are more direct. You can communicate directly with them what you want and what you need, and they won't get spooked.
It's us.
One of the first videos I ever saw of you, Dennis, was a video where you compared the United States. I think it was the interview, but you compared United States to Brazil in terms of dating. And you basically said Brazil, everything is more organic over there. Everything is much better, the quality of women, all that. So can you tell me the main differences between the United States of America and Brazil when it comes to dating?
Well, Brazil is a socially open culture to begin with. So it's easy to make friends. Like I said backstage, and I got more friends in Brazil than I got in the United States. So if you're a socially outgoing person, you'll fit right into Brazil. As far as the dating is concerned, I think the main differences is if a Brazilian woman likes you, you're gonna know it. They're not afraid to show their interest in a man. So it's very straightforward. If the girl likes you, she likes you. If she doesn't, she doesn't. It just makes everything much more straightforward. I will say the Brazilian women are in general are more direct. You can communicate directly with them what you want and what you need, and they won't get spooked. I tend to think they're more affectionate, a little bit more easygoing, more feminine in general. Of course, you got your non-feminine Brazilian women too, just like anywhere else. But I think in general they're more feminine, more what was the word I used? More affectionate, and just a little bit more. They're easier to talk to. Even the beautiful women that you see in the street, even the really gorgeous ones, the 9s and 10s, so to speak. I mean, if you try to stop them in the street, they'll at least talk to you. A lot of them won't blow you out totally. They'll at least hear you out, even if they're not interested. So those are the main differences. It's just a totally different world as far as interactions between men and women. Men and women in Brazil are more natural. You know what I'm saying? There's no strain. You have a lot more levity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you. So one thing that I noticed, because I went to Rio de Janeiro 2 months ago, and I was like, yo, like, because I went with my friends, so I told them, like, the first thing we're gonna do once we get to our apartment, the Airbnb, let's go down over to Copacabana Beach, man, because I heard this is where all the action's at. And I was not disappointed, man. Walking down Copacabana, my jaw was on the floor, bro. Like, every time I go to Copacabana Beach, I go to Ipanema, Leblon, my jaw is on the floor because I could not believe the type of women that I was looking at. I was like, damn, like, this blows New York City, New Jersey out of the water. Like, the type of woman. And then on top of that, they're so humble. Like, you'll see women that are like 9s that, like, literally are the most humblest people. Like, I talked to a couple, and here's the problem is I didn't really know too much Portuguese when I went. I only know basic Portuguese, like hola, bom dia, boa noite, boa tarde, como você está. Like, I only knew a couple terms, like, to get me by, and I mostly use Portunhol. But even then, they still try to work it out with me, and some of them did understand Spanish or English, and I was just amazed at how humble and how much effort they were putting in. These were, like, beautiful women. You know what I mean? But let me ask you this, doesn't it get distracting being around all these dimes and all these beautiful women every single day?
It can be, but after a while, you kind of adjust to it. You know what I'm saying? Just like, you notice a lot of the Brazilian men, they don't be hawking women like some of us do. You know what I'm saying? They grew up with it, so they're used to it. So you kind of get to that part. I mean, I notice, like any other man, I notice every single attractive woman that I cross paths with. But it's a good problem to have. Let's put it that way. It's a good problem to have. You always feel like you're in the game. You always feel like, you have a realistic shot at connecting with one of these beautiful women.
So we were talking about the social life behind the scenes, but give me a play-by-play of how your life is on a regular day. Like, literally, like, will you have girls that, like, text you to hang out? Like, how does it work? Like, how's the social life over there?
Well, basically, I try to keep the same routine in Brazil than I have here in the States. I still go to the gym. I still, work out. The difference is, your social life will skyrocket. As you start, spending more time in Rio, for example, you're going to meet people, you're going to meet other other expats, other brothers that are traveling, other people that are traveling. You're going to meet more natives. You know what I'm saying? Your social life, your social circle is going to expand. And as your social circle expands, your social life will take off. You're never bored. You're never bored. There's always something to do, somewhere to go, somebody to see. So basically, you know, for example, if I have a few lady friends, I'll go visit them here and there, or they'll come visit me, and we'll meet at the beach. You know, if I want to meet a new young lady, I'll cold approach them in the street, or I'll go online to one of the dating apps, Tinder, Bumble, whatever, and meet somebody that way. It's just the opportunities are endless.
Nah, that's facts, man. Like literally all you need to do in Rio de Janeiro, like I could not be able to live there. I could not live in Rio, man. I'd go insane. Like I was going insane just being there for a couple days, because all you need to do in Rio is go to the beach. Just you don't got to go to the club. What are you going to say, Dennis?
It's true. One question I get a lot from guys is that, Dennis, where do I go to meet women? They're everywhere. They're everywhere, literally, on the street, on the beach, in the supermarket, in the shopping mall. It's everywhere. There's no designated place to meet girls. I mean, to me, I don't like trying to meet girls at nightclubs and stuff like that, because, you know, the loud music, and, you know, you're kind of at a disadvantage. But when it comes to being at the beach, I mean, I go to the beach by myself a lot of the time and meet people. So it's a socially open culture. You shouldn't have much problem meeting people. If you can't meet people in Brazil, you can't meet people nowhere.
Facts, bro. That's 100% true. Like all you got to do, ladies and gentlemen, and Dennis, you can tell me if I'm wrong. All you need to do in terms of a date or anything in Rio de Janeiro is just go to Copacabana, go to Ipanema, pick out a girl that you like that's walking, talk to her. If she likes you, if she wants to hang out with you, get some coconut water, get some caipirinhas, and hang out by the beach, and that's all you need to do.
Right. Exactly. Let me put this disclaimer out there. Like in Copacabana, and I've told this to guys before, Copacabana and Zona Sul in general, you know, you got a lot of girls that are working. So you got to be able to distinguish quite quickly if that's the type of girl you want to, you know, kick it with or whatever. Because especially on Copacabana, if she's a beautiful girl and she's giving you a lot of attention, you got to think in the back of your mind, is she working or not? I'm just putting that out there.
100%, Dennis. This is exactly what happened to me my first night in Copacabana. So I was walking down Copacabana and I was just minding my business. I saw this group of women, those three of them, and one of them just came up to me, gave me a hug, gave me a kiss on the cheek and everything. I'm like, what the hell? Is this how girls do it in Rio de Janeiro? Like, this is too easy, man. What is going on here? I started thinking something, and I was drunk. What was it?
Am I being
Yeah, bro. I was like, wait a second, what the hell's going on here, man? Why is the girl kissing me and stuff like that, man? Like, that's insane. I just met this girl. So she was like flirting with me, this, that, whatever. Here's my number. Like, it seemed like she was in a rush. She had to go somewhere. So she gave me her number. And then I hit her up later on that night. And she was like, hey, I'm a you know what worker. These are my rates. And I'm like, I knew it. Something that I realized, Dennis, is there. I feel like that culture is big in Rio de Janeiro. It is big in Brazil. Like, what's your opinion on that? Like,
I would say just in Rio and Sao Paulo. I mean, you got that trade, you know, all over Brazil, but Rio and Sao Paulo are the two biggest hubs for that line of work, because that's where the most movement is. That's where the most money is. You got women from all over Brazil that are in that trade. They come to Rio or they come to Sao Paulo to work. That's where the most money is. So.
Yeah, so that's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. You gotta, like you said, you gotta distinguish sometimes, man. Like, they're coming onto you too easy. You know what I mean? Sometimes it could be because of that. So you gotta.
Ask them flat out. You know, are you working? If I have any doubts, I'll ask her, hey, are you working? And she's got to tell you. She's gonna look stupid if she don't tell you. You know. So, and then you decide where you want to take it.
In terms of regular women, besides Copacabana and Ipanema and Leblon, where else is a great spot in Rio de Janeiro to meet women?
Barra da Tijuca.
I've never been there, actually.
Yeah, Barra da Tijuca is the newest part of Rio de Janeiro. It's in the West Zone. And it's a little more upscale, a little more modern. There's a main strip out there called Avenida Olegario Maceió. And it's got a bunch of bars, lounges, nightclubs, and on the weekend, it's so many beautiful women out there, man. It's like, holy shit. All you gotta do is bring a buddy with you, you know, walk up and down the street, sit at one of the tables, post up, you know what I'm saying, and just chat up with a few girls. You know what I'm saying? It's great, man.
So easy.
It's great.
But literally, Dennis, it's so easy over there. Like all you gotta do is go to one of those bars by the beach, just hang out there, have some caipirinhas. I've had girls approach me all the way around, and I could just imagine. I guess this leads me to my next. Well, actually, let's continue on this topic before I get to the next one. But I've heard Bajata de Juca, and of course, I heard there's a spot in Leblon, or like a strip or whatever it is that's popular for nightlife.
Yeah. Yes. I forgot the name of the street, but one of the places on that street is called the Esh Cafe. It's a cigar lounge. All up and down that street, on that block, nothing but bars, clubs, lounges. So go out there on a Friday, Saturday night, or even a Sunday night, and they're out there. Now, Leblon is the most expensive neighborhood, one of the most expensive neighborhoods in all of Brazil. So you're gonna have a lot of, you got a lot of Caucasian Brazilians, you got white girls with a little bit of paper, you know what I'm saying? So that's what you're gonna see. I don't really hang out there too much, but if that's what you're into, that's the place you should go to. Esh Cafe.
So, what's your preference? Copacabana, Ipanema, or Leblon?
Copacabana, Ipanema, or Leblon? As far as what? As far as just anything, or?
Yeah, living, party, generally speaking.
They're all equal to me. They're all equal, depending on what day it is. They're all equal to me. I like Copa. It depends on my mood that day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if I'm ready for the craziness, I'll go to Copa. You know, I mean, I got my spots on every beach that I go to. I go to Leblon. I got spots on Ipanema, and I got spots on Copacabana I go to. The barracas, the tents that they got out there. So there's certain barracas that I go to, depending on my mood that day.
Here's the observation that I had when it came to those three areas. I feel like Copacabana is where all the craziness happens, right? So it can be a little sketchy depending where you go. Like if you go off the beach and you go deep into Copa, it can get a little sketchy. It's still nice, but a little sketchy, but very fun. Like if you're by the beach, there's a lot of activity. Like I remember when I was in Rio 2 months ago, literally it was a Monday night at 1 a.m., 2 a.m. in the morning. People were having a party in the beach. I'm like, it's Monday night, ladies and gentlemen. What are you guys doing? Go home. Yep. You have work tomorrow.
Yeah, I was down there this past, every time I go to Rio, it's like a weekday. It'd be like a Tuesday. And the beaches be packed. I'm like, damn, does anybody work in this town?
I guess not.
And then you got Rasta Beach down on Lemmy, tent number 20. It's always popping down there, man. It's always.
There's too much, man. Like I feel like Ipanema was more like down tempo, was more relaxing. Yeah. You find more locals there. Like it still has its spots. It's nicer. Then you go to Leblon, it's more bougie. And I think there is, what's that rock called? The Aparador Rock, I think it's called. Where people watch the sunset.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. The rocks, the big rocks you can watch the sunset. That's Aparador.
Yeah, honestly, guys, and Dennis, let me know if it's true or not. But when I went to that rock, I feel like if you guys are trying to meet people, like besides like the bars and all that, that's the place to go to. Go to that rock during sunset or at nighttime. You'll see a bunch of people hanging out there, man. People still on the beach.
Yeah, the party don't stop, man. If the weather's nice, everybody's outside.